Oh, better have this to unmute it though. Behind. Standing still and everything, I'm moving.
See that?
Were those bids sealed when you got them?
Yeah. Okay. I think we're okay. Yeah, we're not trying. I'll give you a bit. Oh, yeah.
Oh.
Yes. Busy?
Yeah, well, just on the cusp of really getting this right now.
Yes, you
We're
for spring.
getting ready for spring, yeah. Yeah. Actually, later this week, we're doing a big historic renovation project on the building. So you need to, for my weekend close, measure and document.
Oh, yeah.
The whole building. Fortunately.
Yeah. I gotta have heat this time of year.
We're gonna start construction, I think here pretty quick. Did you see the New Deal's pizza in Rochester got hit by a truck?
Oh,
The building got hit.
well,
We did the fix it drawings basically, and that's done. The contractor is just about ready to start. I know that.
yeah, we are right now renovating the beach house at Athletic.
Oh, all right.
That was done by Brown and Brown, I think.
Is that right? I'll work with them from time to time. They're good guys. I work just.
You know a Todd?
Todd Merrick, yeah,
Was that licked up, Lake?
sure do. I know him very well. Merrick is his last name. Yeah.
Yeah, that is son.
Yeah.
Son's doing most of the work.
They did the renovation of the Reese Theater in downtown Plymouth. And just, they were great.
That's great.
Yeah.
Doing well, how are you?
Good, thank you. Looks like it then.
You're on it. So we're number 3.
Like your song.
I am something. Or third one. Okay. Now it's got it.
Good.
Yeah.
You're going to do this.
Oh.
I got
Yeah.
I tried to put everything in order as what's on the agenda in your folders. Because you guys have a crap load of stuff. Just think.
Lord, I didn't. They,
How are you?
on there before.
Doing well, I like your purple, that's cheerful on a whole day.
Okay.
You know, PAA. So looking at the bond and I told them to pay for it.
That stuff was laying there when I got here.
It must be Jim's stuff. Yeah. Yeah.
Like you said, it just needs now.
Contract or anything.
Yeah.
That's like it.
They make the article, you get it here.
Yes.
First.
But I don't think that's fine.
Okay.
Then we'll get to you.
Okay, well, I had bronchitis and a sinus.
He's, the reason that just worked out.
The first week of January.
Should I do that one number two?
February first and second, I felt great. I thought, oh, good. February third, I'm on my way to the legislature session.
Whole lot of stuff.
Yeah, I see that.
I want to say.
Exercise minute on the way back.
Well, yeah, I mean, it's in my office.
These things are multiple times.
There was somebody-
And I was having a terrible mind. I.
It's like, you know, it's still involved. Yeah. Exactly. You know, I do my job.
I'm getting Brandy.
That's
They do.
I'm right, because. Still so weak and high on the, and I still have to cough. She said that would linger for a while, all three of them. I didn't cough. And I'm ready to get back to normal.
I saved the lady. Yesterday.
That's good.
Shirley.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. I feel like I've said a little told yourself, so.
He said I wasn't gonna pay. Go back to work on Friday. So I was here.
Yeah, you guys don't take it.
Stay away from people.
You guys had that last week?
In our house.
Oh, yeah.
Goes over and see if you guys wanted to.
We talked to the clear each other.
Thank first strand, because I know.
Justin, yeah.
I had to flash it up.
And there's, if you guys can approve that. That bill?
Yeah.
You know, for the auction.
I get up right after. Most of all, we just.
So what you want? I want you to write this down. They didn't send us. That's they're probably made for the month of January.
And that's for who?
That's the hard. They're feeling.
I didn't see them on there. I wonder if I
I
can get paperwork done. I see that in this folder. If I can do it.
Did you read that, Mikey?
Yeah, a little bit.
Sorry about that. There's a water project. We want to get a bunch of heads together and.
Skills not gonna be there after all.
Your schedule usually looks around.
Oh, that's what counts.
Very busy.
Okay.
So Friday afternoons are usually better.
Friday afternoon, okay, I will talk with everyone else and then I'll shoot you a Friday, 2 Fridays and then everyone else.
Like I said, I think everything in order. Then your mail is in the car back. I just.
Here was Kevin
Commissioner, so I put that in your mail because. This is the president, what it's about.
All right. You know why that camera's running behind?
No, I don't. They're the same thing because I was already back over here. It was still showing me doing stuff.
I sit down and show them sit down a minute.
Fix that. You want me to get
Hey, Kelly. Can you ask Chris to come up here? Chris, right behind you.
I want in every vehicle in it.
Sorry, put here.
Hey, you're not on the agenda.
I know, I saw that.
Okay, do you have that contract ready?
Oh, we don't have an attorney, you know.
He'll be here, it might be a couple.
Yeah. Okay. He's had it, he should have a copy of it. When we gave it to him, we haven't changed it from 2 meetings ago, so it should be whatever we had. Yeah, I can put it, I thought there was some language there. The only thing was.
My car's gonna get.
The only thing I wanted was the
So can we try to
verification.
move it along?
Okay.
Otherwise, the language was, which I think the language was fine. The language is fine. I mean, he said it, we're good with it. So. You know, right, so I mean, I know it's not on the general, I still talk about it.
At the end of our meeting, public comment.
So, yeah, unless you guys have questions about the 400 megawatts that you've been, I'm gonna. Okay, because that was the only outstanding issue.
And the payment schedule had already came up with a payment that was made earlier.
Yeah, that is reflected in the 2025 payment. Yeah. So
I just saw you weren't on the agenda and I wanted to clarify before we got started.
Yeah.
There was something that changed.
no, I mean, I worked on Friday. And it was too late.
But now try to start it again.
But I just bring it up again.
Yeah.
Oh, that's fine.
Might be a long meeting.
No, I always underestimate it.
I gave you an agenda.
Oh. Okay, well, maybe I wanted that.
Oh, there you go.
Thank you. Doing my own paper. I appreciate that.
I put everything in order.
You're saying that we're gonna-
I tried to.
He was saying dinner, but.
No, it's not problem.
Yeah.
People have.
Yeah.
Kind of smell.
Come back here.
Yeah, that's
So I was. It's delayed.
Oh, they delayed?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like running a few seconds or something behind.
That way it probably bring the price down.
I'm still tired and coughing, but she's.
Yeah.
And I was
Yeah, it's good now.
I just.
Take my hat off and I got better.
Well, that's why I did that. Well, for 2 days, I get 3 things. I'm like, Things the 3 things. I've never had such a time in my life, but I guess it's because of the background.
Years ago, I'd be out in a t-shirt.
Yeah, it's wet.
Now I
And
just.
I was there. Several years, and- Oh, yeah, that was back in 2012. Because I got cleared in 14. I'm in remission now. Cleared. But they said it damaged my immune system, so I guess now that I'm back in the public all the time, I'm getting everything everybody has.
I do. It's-
I have to take all kinds of supplements. months before I can't. And 1 month is fine. Did he get it fixed?
Yeah, he said that was YouTube.
What did he say?
That was something like YouTube.
Oh.
I think it's good.
Me too, believe me, I was so sick of having a doctor. My husband thought it was the end, so that's how bad it was. So. Thank you.
That's right. Sure. I'll go ahead and call the meeting to order.
And to the republic for which it stands, one nation, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
First on our agenda is EMS.
When the volume on.
Okay,
Over here.
for the month of January, our
Oh,
billing company
Yeah,
made
you're-
81,102.97 for us. They didn't send us a paper, but they text Jim's phone,
Okay.
so that's why I wrote it down.
Okay.
And the only other two things I have is two of our collection agencies.
Merchants and medical, $18.75. Jonathan O'Hara, $1,246.74.
Okay, any questions?
I don't.
Okay.
Thank you, Nancy.
Mhm.
Good morning, all right, morning, ladies and gentlemen.
Hey, going forward, and then is that mic on? Is that switch on?
It's all.
thank you.
All right. This is my February report for 2 months because I was sick for the last. Currently, we're operating 4 out of 5 ambulances at certain intervals. 3 at an ALS level when the ALS staffing permits also, as always. 1 out of service due to an accident, 1/16/25. Minimum of course, 1 ALS staff member at all times in medic 3. Or as a chase medic at Knox base. 61% of December staffing was 2 ALS or more staff basis. With a 19% increase over the previous 40% that we were using. We did a total of 86 transfers since the last report. That's a 935 in December, 51 in January, which is pretty decent. Like to see more of that. Personnel, we have at this time no full-time openings for EMTs. We have 12 on schedule. We have 4 new part-time employees, 2 additional new applications received. 7 current full-time paramedics out of 8. We're almost at maximum staff, which is nice to see.
Okay.
We've got a new part-time paramedic that is currently on the road today. So this leaves us with almost a full roster. Training, December, we changed it to cold weather emergencies. It really wasn't that cold in December, so we're preparing for January, February. January's training was on airway management. Basically, we took everything that the basic EMT learns and go all the way up to the paramedic level with the skills training. February, it's gonna be all on trauma. It's a time of the year we gotta get prepped up for the trauma. As of January 1st, all our trainings, we have a specific date now. It's the last Tuesday and Thursday of every month. Safety wise, last accident was 1/16/2025. That was ambulance 84 versus Marshall County snowplow. There was a total loss on the 21st. No reported injuries. Both did go to the hospital, get checked out, but they were released right then. Maintenance, medic 1 is up to date. Robertown's up to date. Knox is up to date. 514, which is the other Robertown, which is our reserve, It just got the heat repaired yesterday. Right now, it is at Stark County Glass, getting a new windshield put in thanks to road conditions. Actually, just FYI, I went through 3 different companies. The closest I could come to Stark County's price was $480 more. So, I mean, we were talking $900 for Safe Light. Stark County was $485 installed. Yeah. I stay local.
Yep.
84 is direct one. It was a total loss on 28. We kept it from the insurance company because I had just put $3,000 worth of tires on there and it cost $1,000 to keep it. Possibly, I would like to get it rechassed eventually down the line. It's cut the price of the ambulance, newer ambulance in half. So I actually sent it out for bids now to see how much it's gonna cost. If not, it'll go scrap.
Getting a check from the insurance anyhow.
Yeah, we already got it.
Okay.
85 is the one I kept as a parts vehicle. I still have one more that the parts are still good for.
County 44.
Chase car is fine. Current mileage. It's getting ready to be due for a service. The Tahoe's actually going to Skill Center tomorrow. Get a service. But it also has to be a Chevrolet because it's got a overcharging issue and the battery, it keeps posting batteries. Base maintenance, Medic 5 and Medic 1, Grovertown and North Judson are extremely cold inside. They need insulation or evaluation. The pipes are freezing in both bases unless we use space heaters in the bathrooms. They ran the plumbing through these pole barns on the outside. Yeah, on the outside wall, which made no sense whatsoever. And then side note, they also have the GFI breakers on the outside for the bathroom. Just crazy. Last night, the pipes didn't freeze, but the heater that we had in there burned up. So, I mean, $30. I got a new space heater this morning for the bathroom. As we talked before, to expand the length and width of the doors from knock space. Talked to Lonnie and he tells me I need a BZA variance. So we're working on that now to try to get a BZA variance. Donations, we have none at this time. All the winter coats for the PPE are in and issued.
And on that base, maybe, do you have anybody look at changing them lines over? I mean, the Braskins aren't that big, they should be able to put them on the inside.
Not yet. It's been a known issue.
But it was, I know Grover Town, I've known.
For years, but it was one of those that were on the back burner because the heater was working. So, Judson, I actually thought that when I first got in, I thought that the heater fixed that issue, or the Larry Brock heater issue, where he didn't get enough for it. Any other questions on that?
How soon are you looking to re-chassis that truck?
Oh, it would takes a year and a half to even get it into the shop to get it re-chassis, so it'd probably be a 2 to 3 year project for them. I mean, I'd like to get him the quotes in to figure out whether it's worth re-chassing or just strip it and take all the parts up, put on it off. That way we can save them for 514, because that's those 3 ambulances that are exactly the same. They're all General Motors 3500 diesels. Each one of them had a lot of money put into it over the past 3 years. The one that we have retired was over $40,000 in a year, and it still needed transmission issues, body control module. But we had just put a $8,000 resonator exhaust system because it starts from the front and goes to the back. It's one piece. So instead of putting money back in, it was easier just to replace it because it was a repetitive issue. Every year there was more money going, it was spending more time in the shop than it was at the base. So that the re-chassis process takes a year and a half once they get the vehicle. But basically it's just out for rebid to see what it's gonna cost. The box on the total truck, there's not a thing wrong with it. Didn't touch anything. What it did is took the engine, when the accident with the snowplow, it took the engine and pushed it 6 inches into the frame. And it skipped right over top of the bumper and all the sensors. So I mean, they're actually lucky because they were wearing their seatbelts, because if they weren't, it would have been a different issue. With that inside, I have looked at 5 ambulances to replace this. I looked at one in Pennsylvania, I looked at one in Ohio, and 3 online. Not one of them can come close to this one. This meets all the qualifications. It's got low miles. It's a little bit older unit, but it'll last at least probably 2 years, 3 years. It's currently being used as a loaner. We started out at 32,000, then we got them down to 29,000. And a couple days before I left, I got them down to 24,900. Or 24,990. It's got 76,000 miles on it. It's pink. On the inside, pink and burgundy. Everything is in top shape. It just came out of the shop. I have the money in my budget to purchase it. I just need the proof.
What was the insurance claim on the other truck?
Before we bought it back, it was 91,000 and we got 89 back on it. But that'll help fix the other 3 trucks too. On the damages they have. It was underinsured. That it was. They said it was an agreed value. I still feel that Marshall County should have paid for it, but what's my night is the insurance company for both.
Well, I asked Carrie about that, and she said that our insurance pays ours, their insurance pays theirs, and then our insurance battles it out with them, then it's a no fault for us.
Good. Yeah, he admitted to it right there on the scene.
Yeah,
Even in a police report, it said he blew the stop sign. Patient wasn't harmed. It's just unfortunate circumstance, road conditions.
In Minnesota.
Yeah, it's in Minnesota. Still working on having them deliver it for that same
I
price.
was gonna ask how you.
I'm still working on having them,
And we need this to replace the.
the right one, yeah. The one they're in right now is the one that's got glass issues and heat issues. Ridiculously.
You think this easy will get 2 for 2 years?
Oh, easy, yeah.
We'll get the other one figured out.
I think that one actually probably lasts a little bit longer in reserve status. It might age out, but that's about it. It's a 2008. The one I looked at in Ohio was perfect buy. I could have got it for $5,000. They had just taken it out of service, but it was too big and I felt like I was being pressured by a used car salesman. Yeah.
If you can't get them to deliver it, what's your plan on getting?
Fly up and get it.
Fly out.
Yeah,
Just one of these.
that's one of them, yeah. It's like a 12-hour drive back.
This is a gas truck?
Yeah, this one's gas. Everything we have, we're switching over to gas. It's easier to maintain. It's a lot cheaper. The diesels are what are killing us. They are just, the parts are becoming not readily available. The resonator that we had put on that one took us 4 weeks to get it. And it was on national back order. I don't know where Knox Chevy came up with it, but I was just happy that they that one. Because if not, that would probably just ended that one at that point.
Well, if this is what he wants, I don't have any issue with it.
If we look at all the other. I'm making a motion to let him buy it.
Motion second,
Second,
all those in favor? Aye.
aye.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Staying in the room. Let's get them, Rick.
On.
This is Brent with SRKM, our architect for the renovation of the jail.
would you say his name was?
Brent.
Brent Martin.
Brent Martin?
Yes, Stark County, you might know me better as Hobie's boy. Hobie Martin from Farm Fertilizer, seems to be my name.
Our purpose here today is simply to open and read aloud bids for the renovation of the former jail building across the street. We received two bids and just to recap, the bigger of the projects is to put a roof and enclose the former exercise yard and make that into office space for it. And then there's some other work, smaller work down at the other end of the building. So unless you have any questions, I'll go ahead and get these opened and read them out loud, and then I will ask the commissioners to make a motion to take them under advisement. I'll be back at your next meeting then with a recommendation, and you can decide to either move forward with the project or not. Our first bid is from Pun and Blank Construction in Michigan City. And there'll be a little moment of silence while I check their paperwork, and then provided it's in order, I will read the bid. Pen and Blank's bid for the renovation project is $329,000. 329,000. And the second bid that we have is from EAM Construction, Inc., Knox, Indiana. The EAM Construction's bid for the project is in the amount of $240,624, 240,624. And those are the two bids we've received. And you would kindly take them under advisement. We'll review their paperwork and be back here at your next meeting.
You will, Rick, are you going to the council meeting tonight?
Oh, not until you guys advise this.
Well, I'd like to make sure we got the money for it, we go no farther on it. Okay. And then bring it to our next meeting.
I can, but I wasn't on the agenda for tonight, but I'm still going
You
to.
can get on the end of it.
Motion on this.
Yeah, if you wouldn't mind making a motion to take them under advisement.
I'll make that motion.
Second, all those in favor? Aye.
Aye, very good. We'll be back here at your next meeting, and hopefully the money is there and we can have a project.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
Okay, the other thing I got is concrete. You guys kind of went over that thing where. See which one you actually wanted to do, or if you wanted to add stuff to. Two bids that I got for that, it's in the back.
First one, I admire, because I think the last one is this was total project.
There's one.
Oh,
I think it's the last. one. You know that, yeah?
Well, two. We got over here.
I've seen no,
Yeah, that was for you.
Yeah.
there ain't no concrete project.
What's that one? I'm sorry. I'll come back later and give it to you at the end of the meeting then.
Yeah, if you will,
Yeah,
next meeting, and are these still gonna be good in April?
EAM
right now.
construction has another page that has the amount on it.
That's what he's saying, but I don't see it.
I don't know if
That's
that's
for
The
the,
copies for that one, so you missed it.
I missed that other copy, got the mount on. I did.
But it's 56,157.
But that's for the other.
yeah, that's for Annex Two.
Yeah,
Who's this concrete bid from?
Perfect.
Out of Monterey?
yeah.
Yeah.
M&M. Because that off. so-
No, there's no name on it.
Uh,
Yeah, if you will, bring them both back to you next meeting.
Both of these.
Yeah.
Okay, and then what else I have here is, with the auction,
Rick, real quick, if we piecemeal this, will that change on the individual prices?
as of right now, no, but if we keep holding off, it may, but I'm calling to make sure that, you know, since it's gonna come next meeting, I'm calling to make sure that it is still on at the
Okay.
same price.
Well, I think Mike's thinking too, if we cut one or two pieces out, it's gonna, I mean, well, it'll definitely be cheaper, but it's
Yeah, it'll
gonna
be
be,
cheaper.
it's not gonna be like it's gonna done us for not doing as much as we said.
Oh, no, I wouldn't think you
If
did that.
you
I
would,
will ask you.
yeah,
ask
ask both of them.
You know, because I hate to see this number and then say, well, you're only doing half, you
Yeah.
can't do that good of a price. you
Yeah, the
know?
more you buy, the
Right.
better price you get.
Yeah. Yeah, if you want.
Yeah. And then the auction, we used craft auction, which on that, we pay 15%. To the county pays it, and then the bidders pay actually 15%. But with this gov deals, it is the buyer pays 12.5%, county pays 0. I've looked it up, and it seems to be a pretty recommended company, so.
Do you know of any other counties that have used them?
No, I'm not.
Did you have Justin read through that?
He was here in the last meeting. I don't know if he read through it or not. Because Teresa presented last time. Last meeting.
I'm not looking at this, I don't remember discussing it at the last meeting, maybe we did, but.
It was a brief discussion, I think, yeah.
When are we planning on off?
I don't know that we set a date, we're just kind of getting things put together.
Maybe give Justin time, or I'll make a motion, we go with him. As long as Justin gets back with you or one, the commissioner.
I guess I'd like to see a recommendation from another county or the state that's used them, just so we know what we're getting ourselves into.
And see if you can pull something like that and see, fine.
So we should be able to call them and answer where they've been. Or where already done.
So do we want to table that then?
Sure.
Okay, motion to table.
Second.
All those in favor? Aye.
I,
Okay, and one more thing that. Mandy and the recorder's office was looking at redoing some. Some work up there. She wanted me to put something together for me to. Do what you guys actually wanted.
So this was to get more room for your books. Yeah, cause that's, if we don't spread that weight out up there, that's what worries me. You know, all
Another
that stuff.
back from the State Board of Accounts to see if I can pay for this out of my perpetuation fund. But everything else can be paid for, my shelves, anything else that I need can be paid for out of my perpetuation. So it just might be the actual moving things around so we have more room. So when I know I talked to Charlie and Mike a little bit, but so Donnie, when I have my books done, I had 12 done, they come back as 23. So I'm doubling the area. And plus we have books that are up against the ceiling, which technically we haven't been hit, but it's not, they're not supposed to be that high according to the fire marshal.
Who's gonna do the work for it? Rick or?
Rick,
Okay.
yeah.
I'm okay with it, but I'm like you, better check with the state and make sure.
Yeah,
we
I
don't
just
need
haven't, I haven't heard back from them on it. If anything, it would just be, I would need the money just for Rick's part of it. The rest of it can come out of my perpetuation.
Wasn't there discussion that the weight in that room is starting to become into
Yeah,
question?
if they put their, console, what they're gonna build to put those books in. I just don't want it on the center of the floor. Because there is no support right above here, no wall, so it has to be on like the edge of the wall. And that's the reason why, part of the reason why she wanted to build onto that other area. Which would be taking some of the, planning committee area away. So. That's up to you
How
guys.
much it gonna take from there?
Like that back corner.
The
Where
back,
the
no.
file cabinets and stuff is. For the planning committee.
I'd have to look at that.
Yeah, I'd wanna go up and.
Yeah,
Right.
look at it. Cause that's the only issue is. I mean, that's about the only spot we got left to
Right.
put anything up there, so. And then, That's just, we have to reorganize it where all that file cabinets go, if it does get done.
Then there's, what you guys do when you decide if you guys wanna go all the way to the ceiling. Or just finish out that partial wall. So,
I would, and I hate putting you off, but I like table this too, until we can all go up there until our next meeting.
well, that's fine.
That'll give us
We have to
all
do it anyways.
Okay,
So motion to table?
yep,
All in favor?
Aye.
that way we'll all look at it and go from there.
You made a second, right?
Yep, yep.
All those in favor, aye.
Thank you.
Kelly?
So I went ahead and contacted Baker and Tilly to come in to help with reconciling. Lau has suggested to do this, which is our software company. So I went ahead and contacted them. They sent me this back and they said they'd like to come in and take a look and see how far back they actually have to go, which I did tell them May of 23, but they want to make sure. So this is for them to come in, analyze and prepare a monthly bank reconcile. And then analyze the database of cash receipts, disbursements, compare bank statements, transactions. Analyze receipts and disbursements approved by month. And then prepare a written assessment. And then tell us how long and how much it's gonna cost them to do everything to bring me up to date.
Right now, they're just coming in,
They're coming in to assess it.
that's not gonna cost us nothing.
Yes,
They will.
it's 50 hours of work and that's in there too.
Yeah, I didn't see it. I'm glad it's clear.
So it's right here, compensation invoices, fees for service set forth. Standard billing rates. So for 50 hours initial assessment period, fees will be in the range of $11,000 to $16,500 based upon the staffing rate. So it is on page SA2-3 for the back. Second page, Dan? Yeah, top of the page.
Two dash, okay. And this is just to evaluate.
Yes.
I assume you don't have any money in your budget for anything like this?
No.
No.
Why the spread from 11 to 16.5?
It just depends on who they, based upon the staffing rate, so who they have to send into. Right here is the staff, that little chart right there is the staffing rate.
And they don't know who it's done.
No. He told me he'd give me an estimate, a range.
So what would What would the cost be to have them come through? I mean, this is just to
This
evaluate.
is just to evaluate. He said he couldn't give me the cost until they did the evaluation.
So he didn't say 50,000, 100,000, 5,000.
From
No.
11,000 up to 16,500.
That's just to evaluate.
Just to
But
evaluate.
even that,
That's a pretty big range. Yeah. What are our other options?
Other companies, I mean, I can call their companies and get other rates. The only other one I have right off the top of my head is one in Chicago, based out of Chicago, but if this is coming from Baker and Tilly, I can only imagine how much the one from Chicago would cost. Wow said this is what they would recommend to do. I keep getting. So I'll just give an example. Last week, we sent out, delinquent letters. I received an email from the railroad company saying they paid their payment, through an AHC deposit to the bank in May of 24. We go in, the payment's not applied. I go dig through the statements, find where the payment was made in the statement and have to apply it to their account. And I have to have Suzanne take off all their late fees. Why that payment wasn't applied, why the ACH payment wasn't caught on the bank statement, I don't know. I wasn't here, obviously. But how many others were done? We don't know. We haven't got phone calls yet, but I did send out 1,600 delinquent letters for delinquent taxes. We've collected over $300,000 since the middle of January.
I don't have nothing against it, but I'd like another estimate.
Okay,
The gap there from 11 to 16.5, I don't get that.
okay, I can give him a call and see if he can
Get close
get
on that,
closer.
get
Sure.
another estimate, like Mike said, there's no difference.
And I can call the ones from Chicago.
Whoever, I don't know who you gotta call.
Yeah, I can't speak for the council, but they've been pretty, I mean, they want to see as much documentation before they approve it
Right,
as well.
absolutely.
But I would suggest getting as much information as you can about what our options are.
Not that we're pushing you off, we just need.
Right. I mean, it needs to be done,
That, what I'm saying, we got nothing against it.
right?
Charlie? One of my friends is an accountant, has been for 40+ years, and he deals with the Port County government. So I called and asked him, and here's his direct quote to me: "You're not gonna like this." He goes, "But Baker Tilly is probably your only option, because if they're the only ones that are embedded in government." He said another option might be like, used to be Pro Chiswick, I don't know what it is now, but Pro something out of South Bend, they're a big accounting firm. Ice Miller was bought by Baker Tilly. They were one of the other ones. So it limits the options. Maybe through the Treasurers Association, I don't know.
I can get a hold of Amanda. She's the president of the Treasurers Association.
You would just check it.
Absolutely.
We'll make a decision.
I'd like to see at least one more option.
Right.
Yeah. And at least a ballpark as to, I know they are gonna
What's his
evaluate.
ballpark?
Well, but that's just to evaluate. I
Right.
mean, we don't know what the cost is to
Mhm.
actually go through this. And I guess I'd like to have at least a ballpark. If we're talking a $250,000 project, or if we're talking a $5,000.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can have him do that too. Ask him for that too. He just
And
said,
even your other people you ask, make sure they give.
yes, both. Yep, okay. Do that.
Thanks, Kelly.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Rachel,
This is my final option list. Any questions about that, just let me know. All right, so 2025 for paving plan. Here are my roads. And wedges. For 2025. Do you have copies for me, Rachel? Yes.
This fire truck, you got another one.
Yes. You.
Assessment is none of this equipment will be needed in the near future.
No.
I don't believe we've heard anything from any other departments. I know there's a couple sheriff cars out there,
3.
that can be on the list. The ambulances, I'm told we're gonna still scavenge some stuff off of them, so they're not on the list.
Brick's going.
No,
Are you-
yes.
There it is.
Are you putting a list together or for the auction? Do you have any other departments or anything?
No, I'm waiting on the sheriff's department
Okay.
and she got her list done and then I think, community corrections gonna put a vehicle on there too. So,
Okay,
and then waiting on, I think those, 5 cars you said you was getting,
maybe.
maybe.
We're gonna talk about that in a while.
On community corrections, though, they ask that if that car is off sells, that they get the money for it because they paid for it, the county didn't.
Yeah, they would need to. Get money.
Yeah, I'm sure it come out of a certain fund.
And we'll be legit just putting that in there, right?
Yeah, I'm
So if
just,
we don't sell it and then someone tells us we can't have the money to give back.
yeah.
Right, do you have any questions about the paving operations?
Think so.
No, that's good seeing a list.
Yeah, I gave you guys the Pacer ratings on it too.
Yeah.
So of course, the full half miles and miles that will be paving are rated lower. Some of the wedges are 4 and 5, but of course, you need to do wedges, even if the Pacer is 4 or 5 to, repair that section.
What's that rating go up to? Is it 10? And what's
Yes,
the
yeah,
10?
1 through 10.
Okay. Yeah, 'cause I see there's a 7 there.
We heard any more back from, Durrell or Mammoth.
The grant's still being reviewed.
Okay.
Yeah, so, we're still, I mean, from what they have said, it's probably gonna go through, so those roads will be added.
Is that the
If-
crossing grant? I didn't hear what Don said.
No,
That's the, it's a Indiana Economic Development Foundation grant for solar activity throughout Indiana.
Thank you.
I feel like involved in that when they call it. Mike is too.
Do you have a program to put this into a mapping system? Kind of show in the whole county where this stuff is?
Yeah, we could probably add a layer to GIS. You can add layers on our current GIS system. So we just have to get with them and then they could create a layer. So if you have that layer checked, you can see the map of all this paving.
Is that something you can do?
Yeah.
That'd be awesome.
Yeah, it
I'd
just
like
takes
to
some
see that.
time, but we can do it.
Mhm.
Wedges be little,
Well, just a rough area
Yeah,
of where you're
yeah.
thinking.
or we could actually, that section of road of wedges, we could highlight in a different color saying, specifying, okay, this color is, there's gonna be wedges in that section. And then make the actual paving a different color for the actual full mile or half a miles that we'll be doing.
Or if she can create that map, if that's something we could put on our website.
Well, you could put a link on your website to the map, but the public, I don't know. I don't know if the public version of GIS has access to the different layers in there. So it'd be on anybody's employee wise in the county to choose that layer, to see that layer. We could print off maps. I just don't know if the public version has that.
Well, but we could snip it or, create a map to put on the website for 2025. That way the community could see where their money's going on what roads.
Yeah, I can work on that.
If you're doing anything, you go show them.
I wasn't going to this year.
Okay.
I know we did a 3-year, thing, stretching it out 3 years. I was gonna wait till 2026 to finish the second phase.
That's fine, I just want to say yes.
Yeah,
Some of these don't have. The amount, which I'm assuming is what your second column here is.
so the second column,
It's a little vague, sorry.
yeah, and I guess, so, for example, the 100 east between 400 South and Total Road, that would be a mile, but yeah, I read it and fill in that would be a mile. the 100 north between 600 east and 650 east, that would be half a mile. It's a little busy.
I was gonna say, we get the solar thing, are you gonna be able to do something about
Yeah, so if
in
we,
between these?
if we did get the grant, we would have to, because there's
Yeah.
different milestones and different phases on that Mammoth grant too.
Right. Well, the tree that's old and tore up,
Mhm.
that one you did.
Are you gonna provide this to the council?
Yeah, tonight.
Okay, good. Probably no chance of having that map available by tonight.
No.
Yeah, okay.
No, that's gonna take some time to work on that. I
Okay,
gotta get with TH areas, software company. So I don't know if, I mean, I don't know what your plans are, if you need to approve this, or if I can just go ahead with my paving operations as normal this year.
I guess I'd like to spend a little bit more time reviewing it and seeing where those sections are.
I
But you're gonna
need-
take it to the council anyway this evening.
I need to,
This would be up for us, this won't be up to the council.
I need
Well,
to,
remember, we were discussing the dollar amount, and that's kind of where they come into the picture.
you need to at least have some, concrete, yes, you're gonna do your own paving operations. So I can start getting everything in place for actually making our own pugs, making sure I have enough tonnage on all the aggregates and all of that. So if I can get at least that, yes, we're gonna do our own paving this year.
I think that was a consensus at the last joint
Yeah.
meeting, wasn't it? That we
Okay.
were all gonna move that direction.
You was having someone make it,
Yeah, yes, central paving will be making it.
so,
As far as what roads, I mean, yeah, that can come into place before,
so this that you come up with is already in your budget, right?
yes, this would already be in our budget.
So,
Do you know, have any idea of your estimate on this, the total amount?
It's gonna be around $1 million. And I'm not gonna have a concrete estimate until we get oil prices.
Mhm.
And I figure out how much more tonnage of 11s. We'll need to haul in, we should have enough sand, but need to figure out how much more tonnage of 11s we'll need hauled in. What's next? Okay. So. As you recall, 2 Western Stars that were ordered years ago, 2 International Tandons that were ordered years ago. Well, we got the Western Stars in November. Thank you. And this is, I'm just kind of letting you know.
Cool.
The spreading mechanism on the Western Stars and the Internationals that were ordered, they are set up for salt only. And I told the previous superintendent this, but he wanted to try it out anyways. It is not working. Is the drivers are
and that's on
battling,
the two you just got.
yeah, the 2 Western Stars and the 2 Internationals. Well, the Internationals are still being built.
Right,
Does it pile up or what's it?
Well, it's the auger is not big enough to put the material out.
Mhm.
So I have to buy the correct auger for how we spread material. I'm just letting you know that I need to do this. And I will be purchasing 2 augers.
they each set price,
Yes.
can our people put them on?
Yes.
Okay.
So. The 2 Internationals that are still being built, I changed them.
Okay.
So at least we're ahead of that. But the 2 Western Stars, I have to get these 2 augers and change those.
You know what that system time was?
No,
Get
I
it
don't.
right away. Does it take them a couple days
I
to put it
don't,
on?
no, I don't think so. I think we could have them done today.
Day.
Yeah.
You got that in your budget? Yeah.
Any questions on that?
So I'm just trying to understand what the complication here is. So these were ordered specifically with this setup.
No, they were ordered with a salt spreading only setup. So a setup that's much smaller system that will only spread salt, not salt sand mixture. And it right now it has a 6-inch auger on it, and the 6-inch auger can't handle the sand as well.
I guess, I mean, this is kicking over rocks, but I don't know how that was been approved. I mean, how,
Yeah, I don't know.
So when the,
Or he didn't say anything, I know.
so what happens is when we purchase new trucks, the specs of the new trucks is presented. and then they're approved or they're not approved. So when the specs of those trucks were presented, I mean, I don't know what, I don't remember how that all was presented when he was here. And there, I mean, it's like 10 pages of specs, so
What's the company this is coming from?
Linco, it's in Maryville, they build our trucks.
Do they have the auger?
Yes,
And nobody else could use a 6-inch auger for the material that we're using.
no, not for the material that we're using now. If you want to spread salt only, yeah.
If it's something we can't use, might be wise to sell them in the auction if you get them off.
Yeah, if we get them off in time, we
And
can.
advertise them a little bit. They might have another county that does that.
I'll just see what our little baby truck has on the auger system. I think that one has a double auger though, so. I don't want
I
to
wonder if you
move.
could put on that auction, if you put like a reserve on those or something.
Yeah.
So we
Yeah,
don't just give
sure,
them
we could.
away, you know.
Yeah, you can do,
Or will this company buy them back?
we're gonna try. I mean, we are looking into that,
Maybe like a trade
a
in.
trade-in,
Yeah, partial.
Yeah.
If they're like new, I mean, that seems crazy.
but I don't know if they take them back. And you know, they're not required to take them back.
If not, let's try the auction and do what Carol did.
Reserve.
They were wrong.
Okay. Or you can see if we get these in and then get those off in time, and if not, we can put them in the next auction.
So right now with your 6-inch auger, you can't move enough material. So how are you making it work at all right now?
So the drivers have to get out, every couple 100 feet and work at it and make the auger work again. It's just getting held up. It's not spinning.
So it's getting bound up as the material is trying to process out, and they can't go more than a couple 100 feet before it's bound up.
I mean, sometimes it will go for a little bit.
So these
Yeah.
trucks are not in use at all right now.
Oh, yeah, they're in use, but the drivers are working pretty hard on it. And, I don't know, you know, Brad has one of these, and you can probably find out, you know, more information on what it's doing from him.
How much is it to replace those?
The correct auger is 69.63.
So you have to come to us if you want 2 of them.
Yeah, it's coming tonight. It's on your agenda. It's
It's only 10,000 one.
on your agenda.
So realistically, how soon would these be in place, provided the council approved it and we approved it?
Next week.
So you could have them all put in by next week?
Mm,
That's what's holding that. Those have vibrators on them?
No. Those trucks were not built with vibrators.
Can you add a vibrating plate? Would that be
Um,
cheaper?
They're gonna accomplish it.
the vibrators are supposed to be added while the truck's being built.
Spending money on a vibrator and then it not working, still have to buy these.
Well, I know
We
this
know the
is,
auger's gonna work.
well, apparently we were told the 6-inch was gonna work too.
It don't sound like,
No,
I'm like,
actually, they
the other
were,
guy ordered them.
Yeah.
What?
the company told the highway department that the 6-inch would not work
When they were ordered,
when they were ordered.
but they were ordered anyway.
4 or 5 years ago.
Yes.
What do you think, Charlie?
Well, you need to get it fixed. Sure don't want the drivers having to mess more than they need to.
Then you don't know if they give us anything for the other ones on trade.
No.
I know one of the drivers is gonna be mad, but how about we buy one? Make sure it's gonna work. No, I mean, before we buy the second.
Cause yeah, they got
If
them,
if they got them in stock, it's only gonna take an extra 2 or 3 days.
yeah, 'cause it says, well, this says they got 6, but.
You know what I'm saying? I just hate to buy 2 and then have the same problem.
Yeah.
Yeah.
True.
Would you mind doing it that way?
Well, then we could find out if they give us anything for
Yeah.
ours.
We can do that.
So do we
You
want to
need a motion on?
Yeah, I mean, technically, you guys don't need to approve it, but if you want to, that's fine.
Well, I like the idea of getting one to
Right.
prove it out.
And then-
You know, this is all disappointing going back years, so there's nothing we can do about that
So I'd like to make a motion, to purchase one
with the county installing it.
with the county, the county doing the work, check into trade in need. And then if this one works and since Mike's over the drive, you talk to him, it's working, you order, get the second one in and
Okay.
that's good.
Yeah, I'd second that motion.
And a motion and a second, all those in favor?
Aye.
I'll still bring it to you tonight, Todd. All right. Loader repair. So what repair? Loader repair. Look at one of these. Thank you. Sent this to you guys a while back. Kind of been put on hold a little bit. Todd came out and talked to him about the loader repair, and you actually checked with one person, right? We keep, there's not anybody that will come take it apart, like a fabricator, do the work, put it back together. My mechanics can't take it apart. I mean, they could take it apart, but they don't have time for that. I mean, not at all. They're trying to keep trucks on the road right now. I need to get the loader repaired. So I guess I'm asking for your approval on doing this. It's, I don't want to keep running it and running the risk of it breaking in half.
So are these people gonna come do it for you? You
We're
gotta
gonna-
take it to them,
We're gonna take it to them. It'll be down for 2 weeks. We'll have it done
and
in
you
2
got a
weeks.
spare.
We have, yes, we have a cat loader. It's not as good as our Doosan, but it will get us there.
Think it's better.
Has anybody in your shop inspected this to the best of their ability? When I looked at it, it was covered in grease, so I don't know how, because it's a grease point, so that would be normal.
Right.
But I don't know how you can verify that there's an issue without cleaning that off and seeing what's going on. Because correct me if I'm wrong, but this came from the salesman that looked at it.
The company that looked at it, so one of their techs were out there.
Was it a tech or a
It
salesman?
was a tech.
That I looked at it and said, this is what it's gonna
Yes.
cost.
Well, this is just until they actually open it up. I don't know if we'll have to spend all this money on everything, but this is like a hypothetical. This is what they saw that probably needs fixed and
Probably on the high side.
Yeah.
So,
What was the tech there for this issue?
yes. Yeah, we called them out no, actually, we called them out because the steering was messed up on the motor. So while he came out to fix the steering, you noticed this.
Mhm.
This has been going on, I guess, for years.
so
But basically, the machine has to be split and we just don't have time for that. I wish we did. We don't.
What must have play in it, like when they run the bucket down or whatever.
Well, and that's where I don't
Okay.
understand how you can know without really inspecting. Because it'd be just like an articulating tractor. Normally they start to kind of belly if
Mhm.
there's a lot of play in.
Right.
Do you have any takeaway notes from when you talked to my mechanic out there about the loader?
Other than what was given
Yeah.
to you guys, you know, about the pin being bad. I didn't see it. The only other person that might do it is, I don't know, maybe you guys know him, Matt Welsh. Unity Mills,
I don't.
he's like 500 best fabricators for that kind of stuff in northern Indiana.
Where's the located at, Todd?
He's the Unity Mills.
Well, I don't have any issue with spending the money. I'm just concerned that is this really an issue?
Right.
Because without the mechanics given a feedback that they've assessed the situation, I don't know how we can spend money. I mean, without knowing that there's a problem.
But, I mean, you guys know the loader, until they tear it apart, they're not gonna know, you know.
I mean, I can send it off to Ronson and then they can tear it apart and then give
Evaluate it
an
first.
evaluation before we move forward with any repairs.
Then we know.
I'm just wondering if it's like, I mean, a lot.
It's not, I mean, when I looked at it, you couldn't see a belly. But I just saw it for 40 seconds one day when they pulled it into the shop.
take time and call that guy Todd's talking about.
Councilman Bennett has already left messages for him.
Oh, there's no need of waiting on him.
This has been going on for a while and we've been trying to get people to come out for a while and nobody. I just haven't been able to find anybody that will actually come out and work on it there.
I say let's move forward on it, but like I say, let them tear it apart, evaluate it, and then call it back with the price or whatever. Or one of us can run up there if you have to. Slow, I mean, it's an hour away, but. Especially we can't get no one out here that.
Well, it's hard for me to spend potentially 10,000 or more on a project if we haven't personally evaluated it to see what the issue is.
Right.
That's my only concern.
To be able to, I mean, it's my understanding that to be able to actually see what the issue is, it has to be torn apart. And I'm telling you, I will not be able to get that done with my mechanics.
Well, I think you could probably put a bottle jack underneath the pivot point and pick up on it and see if there's a lot of play in the pins.
Yeah.
Don, is that a motion to have our mechanics tear apart and evaluate before moving ahead?
No,
My mechanics can't tear it apart.
No, they can't. He suggested having Ronson take it apart and look at it.
Oh,
or before we send it, if you got time, run out there and have Paul or one of them, Pat, jack it up for you.
So they're pretty busy with.
The pin,
Really?
I mean, I'm not mechanical, but the pin is worn completely.
But how do we know that?
Because that's what that's what they found on it.
I guess I don't know how they can find that without cleaning it all off and inspecting it.
Unless they did, like you said, put a jack under it. I don't know. I wasn't
Right.
out there, but. I mean, you could jack it up without cleaning it and stuff, and see what you got. But you said it was a tech that come out,
Yes,
not a
it
cell.
was a tech that-
Well, if something happens while we're making these decisions, that's a liability issue.
Mhm.
So do we want to send it out to Ronson for an evaluation?
I would like to do that, so we can move forward, otherwise we're just waiting.
Yeah,
It's worse and worse.
and then request to see the parts
Yes, yeah.
before we move forward with any decision.
Yeah, I wonder what they're, like, if they haul it up there and just,
Look, are we hauling it? So we wouldn't have real money in that, just our time.
Mhm. Yeah, I just wonder what they charge, just, well, I guess shop labor's 165 an hour, but
But really, once they get into it, I mean, if they start disassembling it, we're married to it at that point.
Well, like you say, you'll see the parts when they're going back into it.
I wasn't out in the shop when they inspected it, but I mean, they said for visual inspection, so I don't know if they did. I mean, they could have cleaned it off and saw this, that the pin was worn out. They could have bottle checked it. I don't know. I wasn't out in the shop. And I don't think, I mean, I would hope that they wouldn't just go out there with it all caked up and, oh yeah, that's it.
But you don't know that.
But this is, I mean, it was a tech that was out there, and they are due some dealing. I think that I would hope that. But yeah, you want me to take it out there and,
I don't think so.
I think going forward, though, past this situation, we need more verification of an issue. I can't work off of a company just telling us we should do something. We need verification from our mechanics, and Rachel needs to see it. Pictures if it's gonna be an expensive repair to move forward. I mean, we're talking about having a responsibility here to the taxpayers as to where their money's going. And I'm just leery of big projects like this if it's really an issue.
With that being said, just looking on the internet real quickly, vibrators can be put on a 6-inch auger. So I think that should be really verified before we go spend $6,900 on something that might only be 1,000. That's my thought. I mean, if the council has to change the amount that the highway can spend, well, that's what we'll do. That's my opinion. I'm just.
Well,
How much are them vibrators? How much was the vibrator?
$700-800. There'd probably be some piping, there'd be
Yeah.
hydraulics involved, if it was
Yeah.
hydraulic or if it was electric.
There's hydraulic back there anyhow.
I mean, I think it'd be worth talking to,
Which I think most of them vibrators, most of the ones I've seen are air, but
I mean, I thought it'd be worth talking to instead of spending $6,900 when you might get it done for 1,500. And they're add-ons, the ones I saw.
cause I know like on hopper bottoms, they add them on there all the time.
Yeah, those are air usually.
Yeah,
I mean, he'd chase some good money against bad. Yeah.
I mean,
sure
maybe-
decision to make, but I think.
I don't know. Could check into that.
As far as this goes, being that it could potentially be a safety issue, do we want to get it up to Ronson and then in the future have a little bit better?
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, something's gotta be done with it. I mean, if, well. I just hope that tech was, right about it. And I just don't wanna be thrown.
Well, that's kind of where I'm like, in a situation like this, I think it'd be great if Rachel was, maybe she wasn't available right then or a tech. But somebody out at the highway needs to see exactly what they're talking about and how they came to that conclusion. I think just bringing a quote for $10,000 and saying it needs done with no verification, that's difficult to consume that cost.
All right, so I will look into the vibrators, not get anything from with the augers, and we'll get the lower up to Ronson.
You guys good with it?
I am.
Yeah.
All right. Anything else, Maureen?
Do we need to make a motion to move the loader?
No, that's at their discretion, I'd say,
Okay.
for the low boy part. No,
Cause it's
Maybe
gonna
a
cost
cost,
money
yeah.
regardless.
right.
It's gonna cost them 10,000.
Well, that's the thing, the cost of the loader, but them transporting, that's at their discretion.
So we're only giving her approval to move it because once they start, they're gonna start racking up dollars.
I'd say make a motion up to 10,000, no more. We don't wanna go over that. I mean, if it's gonna
Take
cost,
care of the part and evaluate it and then call Rachel. They can keep in touch with her, the mechanic, as they're going.
I just don't wanna get it up there and then.
Cause you already said that the list they think,
The whole repair is under 10,000.
yes.
But
Mhm.
for them to just.
And they might
evaluate it,
not
we
even
can
need
stop.
that many parts.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm good with that.
So motion to move the loader up for evaluation with an expense not to exceed 10,000 in repairs. But we want verification before they proceed.
Parts.
Yeah,
I'll second that.
And a motion and a second, all those in favor? Aye.
I,
Anything else, Maureen? All right.
Thank you.
Stanley, here, I'm gonna go back to them now.
Yeah, Stan, you wanna come up, cause
Here's a quote for security cameras. It's got tax on the quote here, but obviously that will not be included if we go forward with it. Their quoting process just includes tax by default. Total for the 2 security cameras is $1,501.50.
And then with the cameras for.
That was one outdoor camera and one indoor camera in the lobby.
I'd like to make a motion, we talk to Rich Miller, who's in charge of security, and see what we need cameras.
yeah, 'cause I know he did mention maybe one outside there, but I don't know about, and then one inside. I don't know if he wants any, pretty good idea, yeah.
did you send a copy of that to us?
I did not.
I didn't see.
Don, you made a motion to have Rich Miller do what?
To talk to Stanley about where we need the cameras and not us and stuff.
Yeah,
Yeah, in the future, when you get things like that, can you email them to us?
Yeah, sure.
That'd be great. I'll second Don's
And a motion and a second, all those in favor?
You know, Rich, don't I?
Yes.
Okay. I believe he's still in charge of security.
Do you want to hold on to this copy?
Sure. Thanks, Stan.
Will you send me a copy?
I'll send it.
Thank you.
We got Mikey up.
Doing today.
Good.
So I'm here to talk about two different things. The last time I was here presenting to you guys, we got tabled for our contract. Within our contract, we need to talk about this before March 1st. So that is why I'm here to present to you guys today. I have spoken with Commissioner Chesick last week, about the things that we tabled it for. I'm here to see if you guys have any questions as well. I've been asking for 40,000 extra dollars from our budget out of the seeded funds. Out of already economic development tax money. I want to do a strategic plan for the office and for the county. That includes our different stakeholders with you, the commissioners and the council. And other stakeholders within our community to give us a roadmap for the next 2 to 3 years that we can use to propel us forward into the future. I kind of explained it, and me and Charlie talked about how you guys the county government is the GPS and I'm just the driver. So I'm looking to you guys for direction on exactly what you are wanting out of our office. And, I think that marketing our 53 acres is super important. It's our last asset that the foundation has. I think that we can bring in a lot to the county that way with the 53 acres. It doesn't need to just be one single company we bring in that can be subdivided. I would use part of that money for a survey, listing it with throughout through realtors and seeing what different kinds of companies that we could bring into that. I would also use the money as part of continuing education for myself, making sure that I'm up to date on everything economic development is always putting out. This year with having a new administration, there will be new things coming down the pipeline. So just being sure that we're always on top of that. I would like to, I think for a while, with there being no one in the office, we've kind of gotten forgotten about, and I don't like that. I want to make sure that we're continuously being put onto the map and we're not being pushed back into a corner. So I would like to start marketing our office CDIF as the foundation, making sure that people know that we're still here, that if they're looking for a new place to relocate, that we are a viable option for them. I think that would help with a strategic plan as well. I think that we need to have marketing material as well. I would use that. I would use the money for that as well, making sure that we are advertised as the county. There are different, I think there's a road use study that we really need to have done for the Knox Industrial Park. There needs to be a new road put in. As of right now, that 53 acres isn't as viable as it could be because of the road, the lack of road that we have. So I would like to get a study done on that so I can present that to you guys so we have a step to move forward that way. I just want us to be working together to make sure that Stark County is prosperous, stays prosperous, and is continuing to be prosperous in the future. Any way that can be possible, I'm here to be that driver for the county. As I said, you guys are the GPS. So do you have any questions?
You get out there, talk to Mike.
Yeah, we met last week. Yeah.
Really?
I thought fairly well. I mean, she kind of discussed what she wants to do, going forward. And I said, what my thoughts were, from past years and stuff, just what I'd not like to see, and I just, as a commissioner, we're responsible, seeing where tax dollars go to, and I want you guys to go the right direction, that's taxpayers want to see that.
Yes.
So.
I we talked about how I started a workforce development, taking a bunch of different subsets and skill sets together to start looking into retaining the 18 to 24-year-olds within our community. We're losing them to the region every single day. We're losing them just right across the county border to Marshall County, but more often than not, they are going up north. And if we can keep those tax dollars in Stark County, that is what I would like to see happen. I'd like to see them live and work here if possible. So that committee, that's our sole focus on that. I did a building sites and infrastructure committee as well, and that we are focusing on those 53 acres that we are doing. I had a business retention and expansion day with the IEDC. And I will continue to do those on my own moving forward. We had a great visit with American Oak, Hoosier Custom Plastics and Cruise. I think that I'm getting back into the industry. I'm getting us back onto the map, and I want to see us continuing propelling forward. You guys have any questions?
What's your ask for the contract right now?
It's just
How much extra is that what you're asking?
Yeah.
40,000 extra. Right now, our contract is 89,000.
How much?
89,806.
130K 2-year term.
Yes,
Mikey.
yes, that is what I'm asking. 130,000 for a 2-year term. In the past, our contract has been closer into the $180,000 to $200,000 range. It has been decreased over the years. I'm not asking for it to be back up that high at all. I just want to be able to continue moving us forward.
And you won't spend that whole 40 on the marketing.
No.
You're just gonna use some of it.
I am, yes, I am. I would love to see a strategic plan come out of our office. I think that we've been lacking one for a while, and we need solid direction to start moving forward. Which I would be using the money on a strategic plan for the county.
Well, I feel your confidence in the direction you want to move. I wouldn't feel comfortable with a 2-year contract. I would only feel comfortable with a 1-year contract. And I don't see any reason to increase the funding from 89,000, especially with the budget constraints of this year's 2025 expenses. That's just my opinion. I mean, you guys, it only takes 2 votes to move this.
Well, I'm similar in that thought too. That's my only issue I've had with it is I don't really want to increase the money because we're dealing with the budget, like I said.
Donnie, what do you think?
Great. That's how they're gonna move forward if we don't ever help them. We took away, like she said, we took probably $100,000.
Mhm.
And they keep wanting them to move forward. Well, how are we gonna move forward if we don't add to it? We have enough trouble getting a 2-year contract, let alone go down to 1 year.
Mhm.
And now, well, here we are, 1 month away, and she still don't know if she can move on. She still don't know if she can get this. So you give her a 1-year contract, you're gonna start working with her in 8 months, so they know. You know what I mean? Instead of wait till the last minute.
What do you mean?
So, like right now, they're on a contract and they still don't know if we're gonna sign for the next contract. And I believe it was a 2-year last time. And here we are last month. It took Charlie over a month to talk to. That's my opinion.
Could we change the terms to it being a 1-year deal with a money increase to see it? And then if I don't do exactly what you guys are wanting, we nullify that and moving forward?
Because I definitely think you're wanting to take it on a better track than what it's been, so I definitely see that.
I appreciate you saying that.
Well, in a year, if it's gone in a much better track, I don't even know that there'd be a discussion over it to increase funding potentially or extend the contract.
Mhm.
Well, I think that's what we used to told last contract one.
I was not here for that, but yes, sir, that and years.
She's relatively new, right?
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. That's what foundation was told
Mhm.
at the last contract. And myself, I think it's moving forward, and it is moving, you know, but
So we'd have to pull that out of CD, right? Yeah.
Yes. It would not be increasing anyone's tax dollars. It would be out of a fund that already is for economic development.
what's the difference with it? Give her 20,
Well, again, though, with funding this year, that's my concern.
right?
We could potentially, at the budget hearing, look to see where some of that expense could come from.
Berta,
I just have a question. So right now, we're at 80-something thousand,
almost 90. Yeah.
90,000.
Yeah.
So where is that going? Like, what have we used that for up to this point? I guess I'm just curious.
Operational funds, for the, budget for our operation every day, our salary, we use it for, salary, our operation, our day-to-day. Right now, I don't really have any extra money to do anything with. That's why I'm here asking. So, I mean, most of our money goes to our operations, our day-to-day operations, our rent, our salary, utilities. If we are coming out for IT work, we have just all of our day-to-day operations.
My only concern, there's a couple. One, it's not your fault, but last year, we didn't have a director for a half a year. We paid the same amount
Mhm.
as we did. And two, all those recommendations were made to the board to be change things around. They did separate the scale, but I haven't seen anything about the change in the leadership on the boards or anything. That's been in that study for years and years and years. So that's my personal, as a taxpayer's thought about it.
Mhm.
So
We'll talk about it tonight.
let's say we move forward at 89,000 hypothetically with a 1-year contract. If she were to come to us in 6 months with very specific things that she would like some additional money for, could that be done not as part of the contract, but as additional funding?
Sorry, you asked me.
I apologize.
Yes, certainly you can approve funding on a project by project basis.
Yeah. So if she came to us in 6 months and said, hey, I've got this big project and I need a few dollars for advertising, she could bring that to us as a separate item.
Yeah, I mean. the
And she
possibility.
would then, of course, take it to the council for approval as to where those funds are gonna be spent.
Yeah, that gives, yeah, it's a possibility. I just, I know you're wanting to go in the right direction. I want to see success out of the foundation, and that just helps the county overall and everything, so. Cassie?
Last year, one of the points that was made was to go ahead and fund it for this past year and see how things go with the new director and give it a chance. And what have we seen out of the last year's funding? I've seen them at a meeting to support solar.
I was actually supporting economic development.
That was a solar meeting. That's what you were supporting. And so.
Well, it was an economic development agreement hearing that, and I will always be in favor of economic development. I've never come out and say that I'm for or against that.
Thank you for the economic development agreement for a solar corporation. And that's all we've gotten from them. I don't think they should be any money.
And then talk on Todd's note, they did reorganize their first meeting. Bruce Bennett and Kay knows this. If they didn't relay it to the council, that's their fault. Did you not reorganize the board?
Yes, the board was reorganized.
And Bruce and Kay was there. Thank you.
That's one thing, big deal.
I'll make the motion to continue at the same rate that they got in this past contract, but only a 1-year contract.
I'll second that. All's in favor?
I,
All right,
so that'll be March to March. Is that your timeline?
Yeah,
Yes. Yes, it is.
and like Mike said, if you know. There's something that needs, that you're looking to do, I mean, come back to us. I mean, that's the only way we're gonna figure stuff out, I believe, so.
Yeah.
If there's some extra money needed, I mean, there's possibility that could happen, but
Well,
who knows?
it'll be the same 3 of us at the 1-year term.
Yeah.
So we'll
Yeah.
have a little bit more
Mm-hmm,
insight as to what direction things have gone in the next year.
yeah.
Second thing that I have on your guys' agenda, which I should have gotten a packet for, would be Shark Tank that is back, and I am here to ask for a sponsorship from the county, which I will also take to the castle tonight.
I'm sorry, I missed that sponsorship of what?
Shark Tank.
Did we get something about that?
I didn't see nothing in here.
I didn't get,
Teresa was, I sent it to, I gave it to Teresa last week.
in my box.
Yes. She said it was delivered to all you guys. I'm
So
sorry.
maybe it's,
Oh, okay.
Okay, I'm so sorry.
Yeah, email is definitely,
Okay, is that, moving
we
forward,
don't actually work in this building, so we don't get our mailbox.
so maybe this is it. Yeah. It was out of my mailbox.
yeah, moving forward, I will email everything to you guys as well.
I still like a hard copy, please.
Of course, yes, I'll get both. Moving forward, I'll do both.
Sure.
So it is to ask for sponsorship for Stark Tank. There was a year hiatus and we are bringing that back. It is a entrepreneur competition where you bring your business, a business pitch and bid for the chance to win a prize money for first and second place, or the 2 best that we have decided. So far, North Judson has also decided to sponsor us, the town, and I will be, I've presented it as well.
You got a list, out of your box for Mike to look at.
This is,
Sponsor.
oh,
Yes, so
that's
there
all I
is,
got
there's
there.
different sponsorship levels. There's a 300, a 500, and 800, and 1,000.
I didn't see that.
There's another stop yet.
I should have looked there.
I will email you guys a copy after that. So sorry.
I don't have a
Oh,
copy of
it's
it.
right there. And
Sorry.
these 2.
I think.
Oh, there we go. I do have a copy of it.
The only sponsor you have right now is
Oh, we have, I was just letting you know the other towns that have, in our county.
just North Judson.
North Judson, yes, and, Knox it's on their, Knox is on their agenda, and I have plans to call him.
Mhm. What do you guys think?
I mean, it's always, well, when it was around, it was a good thing.
Yes,
You know, want to move forward, I think we should do something.
Little, contribute a little bit.
That'll have to be approved by the council probably, won't it?
Yeah.
Because we don't have.
I'm sure she'll go there.
on their agenda for tonight.
You guys think I'm gonna platinum? Yeah, so.
Right.
Was it 23 for 22? Taxes?
Yeah, at least that. Did you look at that?
They'll plant them, yeah, know what you said, Mike? Plant them.
Either silver or black.
That'd be all right with planting.
Well,
Okay.
I mean, one of them, should be one of their main fines. Counts.
Yeah.
It is also determined the prize money, you have to reside your business within Stark County. So it's like whoever wins this will, or we can give them the money.
Okay. Well, I'd make a motion to do the platinum sponsorship pending council approval.
Second.
All in favor,
Aye.
Thank you for your time today.
Thank you.
we got, Joe Donahue, is that how you pronounce your last name?
McDonough.
Oh, oh, sorry about that.
I get all,
Altered it.
I get all different ways. I'm Joe McDonough with American Legal Publishing. Talk to you today about ordinance codification, codifying the county ordinances. I've been with American Legal for 39 years, and we've been doing codification since 1934. Our headquarters is in Cincinnati, but here in Indiana, we work with over 350 local governments all over the state. We just finished in the last couple of years, a new project for North Judson. Some of the counties around here that we work with, LaPorte, Marshall, Pulaski, we work at over 50 of Indiana's counties on doing this kind of work. What we would do for you folks is take all the ordinances that you've adopted over the years, I know there's a lot of them, and organize them into a book such as this. We're kind of proposing for your county and looking at what you had online, kind of a 2-volume possible project. Volume 1 being your general ordinances, volume 2 being your land use ordinances, which would be your zoning, subdivision, building regulations, things of that nature. You've got a lot of them, so that'll probably be the second volume at your option. So we would go through everything to see what's current, what's not, what's been repealed, what's still valid. We would review all the ordinances that you folks have for any possible conflict with state law. We wouldn't change anything without your folks' permission, but we give you our recommendations in writing for present them to your county attorney for his approval, so that we would not just publish a new hard body of law for the county, but make sure that it's right. Make sure that it's up to date with state law. We review all of your fees and fines and penalties to make sure that they're current with what you want. It's not unusual for us to find an ordinance and order one where it says the penalty for something is $10 and state allows you to do up to 100. Well, we would change it to that, but we point it out to you, let you make the decision on what you want your ordinances to look like. It's really an opportunity for you folks to do a lot of house cleaning with your ordinances to figure out how you want them to work so that there's a current body of law for the county that you folks and your employees and also your citizens can have access to. We'd also create an online version of it that we would typically host and we have an online library at our website, mlegal.com. We would host it there like we're doing with North Judson's now, but then we would link it to your county's website. So that someone goes to your county's website, they want to know what the ordinance is on a certain thing, they just click on it, it actually shoots them over to our website where they can research it, and it's very user friendly. I'm not a techie myself, but I find our program easy to navigate, easy to search and to find things. So then when your citizens say, what are the county's laws on nuisances or what have you, they can just be directed to the website. So they can look them up and don't have to go to the auditor's office, try to look through all the books and the meeting minutes and all those kinds of things. So that's the process in a nutshell. The proposal, I see you all have copies of the proposal that I emailed. The cost for the project, the general code, general ordinances was $8,450. And then the land use section, if you wanted to do that as well, would be $8,250 additional, about $16,000 total to do all of it. The cost can be spread over 2 fiscal years to make it easier for the county to afford. And
Then the online, creating the online version was an additional, $895 to create the online version, first time to get it online. Then there's a annual hosting fee to keep it online in future years of $595.
How much for the annual?
$595. So, what questions can I answer for anybody here?
They take it under advisement.
Yeah.
You know, appreciate him coming in.
Mhm. That's something we'll have to look at more, I think.
How long will it take you to do it?
The entire process takes about a year to complete. By contract, we would have a draft of the book to you within 5 to 7 months of when we started the project. Also, at that time, you would have our research report that we present to your county attorney. We would be asking questions of him, and he may have questions for us certainly too. Typically, the clients, the county in this case, would get about 60 to 90 days to do your internal review to kind of go through the draft of the book. I think, as I said, I've been doing this for 39 years. I always suggest that our clients just want to get the draft of the book because they're reviewing it. You can make handwritten changes right on it. A lot of times you'll come across something and it'll say, you'll have an ordinance from 20 years ago that says the commissioners meet on Tuesdays, but you meet on Mondays, so you just make that change in there. Because we will give you an adopting ordinance at the end of the project to adopt the entire new book by a single ordinance. So it becomes the official body of law for the county. So you can use this as an opportunity to do all kinds of, as I said, house cleaning of your ordinances to get them really reading correctly as you want them to. Part of the process that we do with all of our clients is we can provide you with model ordinances in areas where you don't have an ordinance, but you're looking to get one on a certain topic. Or you have an ordinance that's 30 years old, you're no longer enforcing it. We can give you examples. As I mentioned, we work with over 50 of the 92 counties in Indiana. So we can give you examples what other counties are doing on a certain topic. If you're looking for a new ordinance to replace an old one, or you don't have one, but you'd like to have one on a certain topic.
I have a question. So your company can help write ordinances for us? No, I mean, like suggest what we.
Yes,
Okay.
if you said, hey, can you give us an ordinance on dogs running loose in the county? We can give you 4 or 5 examples of what other cities and counties are doing on that topic. Yes.
You did Hamlet, correct?
Yes.
So you just wanna, take this under advisement for
I
now?
think for right now, yeah. You okay with that? Deal?
Okay. My information is in the materials there. If you need to get a hold of me, give me a call or an email. I'll be happy to talk to you if you have any questions that come up down the road.
Okay,
Great. Thank you.
Okay.
thank you.
Thank you.
Carries. Maybe should be on Zoom as well.
Are you making that a motion to take under advisement? Or just?
Need to make a motion for it?
Just go ahead. Yeah, well,
Make a motion to take it under advisement.
I'll second.
motion and a second, all those in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Moving on to 30.
Yeah, it was, Mary's up.
Carrie?
No, I don't think she was on Zoom. But no. You're good.
Okay, so at the February 12th Planning Commission meeting, Planning Commission, approved an ordinance to send to you, placing a moratorium on solar energy systems for 12 months. And then
I also approved one for an ordinance placing a moratorium on battery energy storage systems for 12 months as well. So you should have the ordinances, and then, I also certified the vote. The commercial solar energy systems, was not a unanimous vote, but the battery one was.
And that was on all solar companies.
There was no
Yeah.
no exemptions.
Yeah.
So do we need a motion to approve? Okay, I'll make a motion on the battery storage moratorium for 12 months. To approve.
Second. Second it. All in favor?
Aye.
Nay.
Opposed, one opposed.
That was for the battery.
Yeah, that was battery storage.
And the other one is a 12-month moratorium on solar energy projects. I'll make a motion to approve that.
Second. I'll second it. All's in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Nay.
Oh, one opposed. Sign these here.
I don't see a signature page. Do they need to sign these?
That was the certified, that was the proposal from the planning commission, right?
So, yeah, there, Justin laid these ones up. So he just had on here for. So the vote will go up here for you guys.
Yes.
But there was no signatures for commissioners.
2-1 for this.
Yeah. Did you want me to put those on?
So I just put here that they did a 2-1 vote.
2-1 in favor, yes. Then for the record, starts today. Every time you guys got it, it's now in place. There's no more steps. So
So do we need to sign or?
No.
There's,
Commissioner Early, if you want to sign at the bottom, we've itemized the 2-1. If you want to sign at the bottom, as the chair put us on that spot.
She's got, should I sign those?
Yeah.
we'll give her the, originals.
Sign down at the
Oh,
bottom.
those are. Oh, did she get those? Did you get these, Mike?
Yeah, I have,
The original.
I have the one with
The
the,
original.
She's got it.
gave to
Okay,
her,
good.
Yeah.
Okay. Where do you want me to sign it, Justin?
Just the bottom. Here, bottom left, yeah. We were testing, really both.
did I write a test, my name too, just to be safe?
You're fine. We're good, we're good. This was a certified proposal.
I'll get ordinance numbers on these and.
Okay, and yeah, and then once they're recorded, you need a copy of them.
Yeah,
Back.
okay.
So.
Okay.
Thanks, Mary. Then we got some tabled items from last meeting, appointment for city planning. Regarding city limits and Cook County, well, that's right there for the county planning commission, but. So for the Knox,
Okay, you didn't have anybody apply that was within the 2-mile jurisdiction. So for special circumstances like that, you can appoint people that aren't in the 2-mile jurisdiction. And you already appointed Tom Schouten as one, but you need one other. And I think you had 2. One is within the city limits, and that's Todd Keen. And the other one is outside the 2 mile jurisdiction out in the county. And his name is Chase Penrod.
And I just want to clarify that Chase actually lives in city.
I was gonna say, I thought you said it last.
And that's why we didn't pick, because there was some confusion on that.
Oh, well, Chase Penrod told me he lived outside.
He lives 2 blocks from here.
Cause when he called me on the phone, he said he lived outside.
Todd is not in the city limits, he's outside.
Right. And that's why we didn't vote.
And we're in.
And you weren't here, so,
Oh, okay.
but I can verify that, because I checked, Chase lives 2
Oh,
blocks
okay.
from here.
He just told me on the phone that he was. He said he lived out by 450 or something like that. What he told me, so, okay.
Was that Todd you was talking to?
No, it was Chase. Todd told me he lived within the city limits, so I don't know.
So we're backwards. So Todd is outside of city limits. And Chase is within city limits. And is Todd outside the 2 mile zone?
Yes.
Neither one of them are in the 2 mile zone. And I told him that it would have to be if nobody else applied that was in the 2 mile zone, and they said they understood that. I said, but there were special circumstances if nobody applied, and nobody did, so.
So it's, Todd's not in city limits or within the 2 miles.
Right.
So he's outside the city entirely.
He's in the county, but yeah.
I'm not gonna vote because I know Chase personally, but. Seems like that would be the logical choice only because of where they live.
You think Chase died?
Yeah, I guess, I don't know the guy.
I don't either.
Mike, yeah, I know Todd, but I'm kinda like Mike, he's so far out.
Is there a motion for Chase Penrod? I'll second. All those in favor? Aye.
You're abstaining.
Yes.
Not to go back, can I make a recommendation? Can you guys vote to publish those moratoriums in the paper too? We don't have certified proposals very often, but. So you only have to publish things if they have penalties attached. But I think it would be good if we published it just to be safe. If I can make that recommendation, I'm thinking over here. I don't think I've ever done a certified proposal that was voted through for you guys, but we've done that for other units, just to put everybody on constructive notice.
No, if that's what we should do for legal purposes.
It's gonna be safe. It'll be safe that way. Yeah.
So
Sorry.
should I make a motion to publish?
Yeah.
I'll make a motion to publish the 2 moratoriums that were accepted today.
Is there a second? I'll second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Yeah, thank you, sorry.
Are you named?
Yeah.
One opposed, yeah.
That's just publish, not
Yeah.
not that you're in favor of it.
Right.
And then at the bottom of this, it's, we got, Earl Henry's,
I think we're waiting on Justin on that.
yeah,
He's on the hospital board, is he okay? He'll be on that CBC board.
As far as I can tell, he is, 'cause I've not found that they are preempted by dual office holding.
But I'm so, can we leave it on the CBC board?
Second.
all those in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Then the FEMA non-emergency funds. Cory, you got anything on that?
Oh, but don't forget the county planning commission.
Oh. Yeah, true.
You need 2 appointments, and I think we have
And we had
2.
Jim Garner, Tony Bradley. I actually see Ken.
Tom Chowton.
Ken Pemberell.
But they're two different, Charlie,
Yeah.
one's a Democrat, one's a Republican.
Right,
Right.
that's when we both,
Well, before we move forward with that, we need to accept the resignation of the 2 people that have resigned. So I'll make a motion to accept Denise's resignation.
for a second. I'll make a second.
Okay.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Hey,
Okay, I'll make a motion to accept Todd Jackson's resignation as of the last planning commission meeting.
Is there a second? I'll make that second. All those in favor?
Aye.
nay,
Opposed? So we had
On the Republican one you need, I'd like to recommend Jim Garner.
So who on our list here is,
Tony Bradley, Roberta Lee, and Jim Garner.
which one?
That's all the ones I see.
Those are the Republicans?
There's a Ken Peverelli. I think he's Republican.
He's right here.
Ken, oh,
Yeah.
yeah, there he is. I knew you were here somewhere.
So we have 4 Republicans for the one position.
Yeah.
I just like to mention that I know Roberta, she turned in that last time when we kind of had, wasn't sure, and then she went on the BZA, but turned in again also, but
That's why I'd like to see Jim, so we got different blood and different meetings.
would she have to come off the BZA? Like,
Yeah, so, yeah, one of the members, so it'd either have to be, Mary, it could be Jean or Roberta that slid over to the county council appointment, or Jason, but Jean and Roberta each have 4-year terms and Jason only had, right?
No, so that was part of the confusion as well.
Not my diagram.
One of them took over for one being on the BZA and from that commissioner meeting, my take on it was that Roberta was voted in to take over that slot. That one was sitting in as a citizen member and that term expired at the end of this upcoming year. And then the other member voted in was Jean Pugh to take over Bob Troike's position on the BZA board, which would have started a new 4-year term because his term was up. So whoever the Republican is that's appointed to the planning commission will just sit on the planning commission. The Democrat that we need on the planning commission, that person, between that person, Isaiah Collins and Phil Woolery, one of those 3 will have to be appointed to the BZA as a citizen member. And then one of the citizen members basically, it needs rearranged to where Mark Allen is the appointed as a citizen member on the BZA. And then there needs to be a council appointment by one of the members that's currently on there as a council appointment.
My diagram that I sent out as presented was correct.
Right.
Okay, my computer died right, bring it up, just so I had it in front of me.
I got it.
It took
Do you have a
time.
Will you send me a copy of it so I can get it straight?
First of all, we don't have, the council doesn't have to appoint a member of the fund, that we can appoint anybody we want, can't we?
Sure, the only reason I drew this up is because it would allow everybody that was already on there to retain their positions, but I mean, yeah, council can appoint whoever they want on there. So she's talking about terms, I'm talking about who in this diagram. Mary's saying the confusion comes in whether or not Jean and Roberta, who was appointed to which term that's left to be filled. I'm talking about where people are moving.
I'm sure he's term and she was appointed for Collins also.
See that's unclear though.
Okay.
It's not recorded in the minutes, so it's not clear on who that you can watch it
We have to.
online.
I mean, you guys can clarify that, I mean, for you, I mean.
And I'll just say, I know you mentioned
Yeah,
that
Chad.
you wouldn't be able to be on both, so I will say that I'd be willing to step down from the BZA and take the planning. I love both, but my initial request was for the planning commission.
Do we need to
When we thought
advertise?
there was an
that's not
opening.
wondering.
Mike Lane, was that advertised, these positions?
No, because I just found out about him Friday.
Really, I mean,
What they doing?
to be fair?
I
to
just
how
don't want
we've done it?
people to accuse us of picking
Yeah.
without having,
Mhm.
people having the opportunity.
I would say,
Well,
I mean,
evidently somebody knew about it because we got 5 applications.
Well, that
It
might have
was
been.
like-
Yeah, Facebook.
It was advertised on Facebook.
historically, you guys have advertised when you don't have it.
Yeah,
I think we should advertise only
Thank you,
because.
Tom.
we've done it for every other spot.
You understand it? I mean, it's like, you know, in registration, but
I'll make a motion that we table it, but get advertising. We're second what Don's saying.
So a motion by Don and a second.
But were you saying motion to
thing.
table, but
yeah, table until it was
yeah,
advertised till our next meeting.
yeah, yeah.
Do you guys want to answer the term question that Mary's bringing up? Who was appointed for which term? Roberta's pretty confident that she was appointed for Bob's term, which is a 4-year term. But do you want to clarify that just so because that you were their appointment, right, Roberta?
I was. Donnie they motioned for Jean on Gwen's backfill. Then Donnie motioned to retain Bob Troiki. Mike instead made a motion for me
Yeah.
for Bob Troiki.
Yeah, I think, she falls under
I
Bob's.
think that
You
is
guys
accurate.
just want to verify that now, so that way that
Yeah.
issue is settled.
We need that
That is.
verified on who you guys
Okay.
wanted and
Is
what.
there
Yeah,
minutes or can somebody review the
Unclear.
footage?
it's in the minutes, you made the motion for Roberta, and that was the second. Right, so it has to be.
Yeah. I mean, you guys can just verify that right now with vote 2.
I think that is how it went.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it should be in the minutes just like that too, 'cause that's how it went.
Yeah, but I don't remember you guys stating who was who. You did.
I
Well,
know,
we didn't, but we did it like Roberta said, we did it. In the order she just said, with Jean and I don't remember.
Gwen, 2 Gs.
Gwen, yes.
The 2 Gs.
Yes.
So Roberta is for
Bob Troiki's seat.
yeah,
Bob Troiki,
Jean Pugh.
4 years. And Jean is for Gwen, 1 year.
Thank you. That solves problem A.
yeah.
And
Is that a
There
motion
you
then?
go.
that was a motion.
Motion is our second.
Mike, my second.
All those in favor?
And just to clarify, there are multiple seats that are gonna be at the end of 2025. So whoever fills this one seat, there's gonna be more opportunity in a few months. That more positions might be open,
Mhm. Yeah,
because we have no idea who will want to retain their seats or not.
right.
The only question that I have too, and I don't know, I don't know if it's the BZA planning commission or who answers it. But when I was looking at the appointments, it only showed one person going. It only showed Jean going for 4 years and everybody else expiring at the end of this year. That would be weird. That we would turn almost all but one board member in the same year.
That's
I mean, right?
something we're done.
They should have initially when they found that the board's probably staggered in terms. of
Staggered, yeah, usually they do, so I didn't know if maybe somewhere else a number was wrong.
Yeah, it's probably been like that for a long time, I'm assuming, so I don't remember. Yeah. You're right, they should have staggered them differently.
Going back to this, it's the library board, what do we, I mean. Who was for that?
Yes, I thought we had that filled, but
There was 2 people, I think. Amber somebody and
I thought you guys did Joanne.
Joanne Bailey. It was
Yeah,
council.
she was
She was
done
council.
last.
But there was 2 people. Oh, goodness. I thought I sent that to you guys.
I think I seen an email, but can't recall. Great one.
so do we need to table that until, so we can clarify?
I think they have 2 seats open. is what they're saying.
Motion to table the library appointment.
Second.
Rebecca. Her last name, Ashley Reed. And Rebecca, why doesn't she have her last name on there?
We table it to the next meeting, Michael.
Okay. Who made the motion?
I did.
Mike and Don second. Tori, I guess you got anything for us?
But the FEMA non-emergency fund wasn't brought to my attention, so I'm not sure what you guys are looking for.
I don't know, I realize.
This on the agenda.
Well, good, because the ADA plan was tabled to this meeting.
Okay,
The what plan?
ADA,
ADA?
did you get a chance to read it?
Well, I thought we were waiting. Justin was gonna look over it.
Yes,
And you were fine with
I think
it?
it looks good. I compared it with others and it was pretty consistent. Yeah, perfect.
So then if you guys are accepting it, I just need signatures.
Probably would be first.
do we make a motion on that?
Yes, because
Oh, we
you
had-
adopt it every year. So now, once that's adopted, then I'll go out and physically visit all the government buildings and do the ADA assessments. Sometimes you guys want to see them, sometimes you don't.
I'm going to.
Okay, so then when I get those done, I'll get on the agenda and I'll bring them back to you guys and you can make a motion to accept them if you want, or however you guys want to do that.
I know we're keeping the courthouse. If you check with Rick, he got them already down
Yes.
to we do.
So in the past, it's been myself and the highway department, but I would like to change that to work with Rick. He's very knowledgeable on the ADA
Mhm.
stuff. Rachel's got enough on her plate right
Mhm.
now, so I just think it makes more sense because honestly, he's better at it than I am. I'll just be very honest with you guys. So it makes more sense for me. The other thing I wanted to bring up is I'd like to talk to you guys about getting like a mass text service. Facebook and WKBI is how we send out all of our information, travel advisories, in anything. And it's just not, I don't feel it's enough. So I'm 36 years old and I'm gonna tell you, the only reason I check WKBI is because of this job.
Mhm.
Like I never did before. I don't listen to the radio, anything like that. Facebook is okay, but we do have people that just don't use Facebook. And then we always get hit with, well, I didn't know that. I didn't know that. Basically, before I do a bunch of work in getting quotes and details, because I've asked in the past and it's been shot down, I'd kind of like to know if this is something that we'd be interested in looking into.
Who would get text?
So, North Judson has a text service that I kind of been talking with them about. And basically the residents can sign up for it, so we would advertise it. They can sign up and then it goes to their cell phones or emails. I think it even has an email option or something. But that one is Text My Gov, so that would probably be the first one I'd want to look into. But I just don't want to do a bunch of work if it's not something we're not gonna entertain.
I think it'd be worth looking into.
So-
I mean, it don't cost nothing to look into.
Right, it's just,
I agree,
I think it's beneficial,
yeah.
so.
And to Tori's point, younger folks don't listen to the radio
Right.
as much.
Yeah.
It's a struggle for the radio companies, but you can't rely on Facebook. People won't
Not
necessarily. look
everybody
at
has it.
Right. So I
Wait.
think-
I'll put the right story.
Well, and to prove the point, remember when we had the odor from the BP stuff coming in, I had to reach out to Porter County to get a alert out on the phones, because we don't have anything. And that came in so fast. We had hazmat here and everything, like, our firefighters are getting bombarded with calls over the gas smell, like. Once we got that alert out, it did slow things down. So I think we really did need something.
Glenn, you had a question?
Yeah, I love her idea. They have that in Marshall County.
Yeah.
My parents live over there, so I had signed up for it at one time, so I can I know it's just over there. But I love it. I get alerts all the time. I think that's a wonderful.
It's very helpful, goes right to your phone, I don't know what the costs are or anything,
So
but-
if they have it in Marshall County, could you reach out to someone over there? And
So I talked to their EMA director a little bit,
Okay.
and he kind of told me what they had, and I told him, I was like, I want to talk to you guys first, but I'll go get their information. Like I said, I started that conversation with Judson also on what they have.
Can we piggyback on their program and help split costs, or is that not a reality?
I don't know. I can look into that,
Just-
I think their program's called Pixel.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's.
So,
want. We'll take it back.
I'm just
Then we're-
asking the
I'm
question.
just saying, 'cause then we're gonna get stuff from over there.
Oh, I see what you
Really,
mean.
you know,
But we can look
Didn't
into
the sheriff
it.
have something done?
I thought so.
I thought so.
That-
No, that
I would
open house
wonder if
they
we
were
use the
talking about.
Mhm.
People were signing, but I don't know what it was.
Is that through like dispatch or?
It was
like
the
with
dispatch.
Stacy?
Yeah.
Okay, so I'll get a hold of
I
her.
can't remember what it was.
Elkhart County does it, Batesville County does it.
A lot of counties do it. There's some.
And if someone's traveling from Marshall County to Stark County, they can also sign up for it. They get
Right.
alerts for our county.
Right.
That's what I do. I went to Elkhart and South St. Joe. Yeah.
So are we in favor of her getting? quotes?
Yes.
Yeah, let's do that then.
Okay.
Motion?
Do we need a motion for that?
Jim.
Yeah,
I don't.
I would.
Okay.
Really?
well, I'll make a motion for her to explore the costs of getting an emergency plan for text messages.
Second.
All those in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Did we get that signed?
Oh, no. Did we gotta make a motion on that?
Yeah.
Is there a motion to adopt the implementation plan for ADA?
Second.
A motion to adopt what?
The ADA.
ADA, should have said that.
You moved?
I did.
Oh, Dee Dee, Don, I mean,
All those in favor?
Aye.
And I'll get you guys a copy of this once it's sent, or once it's all signed, I'll make copies and send it to you.
Thank you. Well, Mary's not here, so I'd like to see what she goes to bring about that.
Right.
Employee handbook's just.
Right, she's not.
Employee handbook.
It's just ongoing in case there was a
Okay.
discussion.
I didn't put this on the agenda, but it says internal controls Carrie Black first meeting in March, so that's not even supposed to be on there. I think Teresa was trying to help me while I was off. Well, I know she was helping me. She wasn't just trying. She helped a lot.
I thought you guys wanted to talk to Carrie.
Yeah, that's,
And
yeah.
when we're having our first
I was hoping she would have been here for the other.
We're supposed to be on Zoom, and everybody keeps saying we're not actually on Zoom, we're just on YouTube. So I wonder if she was on and we weren't.
No.
Well, we can check into that first.
I don't know. I logged into Zoom first. Unless
I saw you.
I don't know.
I saw you log into YouTube.
well, you gotta log into Zoom
Yeah.
before you can log into
I
YouTube.
don't have a link, I would see, but I see the Zoom, I see the Zoom.
I don't know.
Well, you have to get a link to go on
I see the
Zoom.
YouTube.
You're gonna miss something.
You have to request a link
Yeah, I
for
know.
Zoom.
All right, moving on.
Okay, there a motion to approve the vendor claims in the amount of $186,317.99. We had a motion,
Second.
second, all those in favor?
Aye.
They leave the wall here, right? Pull outside or something.
Is there a motion to approve the payroll claims in the amount of $334,037.54?
Second.
We had a motion by Don and a second by Mike. All those in favor? Aye.
Aye.
That's a joint meeting.
Yes. Is there a motion to approve the minutes from the February 3rd joint meeting?
Motion to approve.
Second.
Motion by Mike, a second by Don. All those in favor, aye.
Aye.
There a motion to approve the minutes from the February 3rd commissioner meeting?
Second.
Had a motion by Don, second by Mike, all those in favor, aye.
Aye.
I do, I got about 3 or 4 things.
Okay.
Last meeting, I just wanted, you and Mike seen people running up and down the hill to get back to their cars.
Oh,
I know you
no,
was
up here,
questioning
up here.
of the steps.
Uh-huh,
And then the meeting we had the other day, there were
okay,
tracks going up. to-
okay,
Just to give you,
yeah, okay.
the public's wanting to know why you and Cassandra don't want video in here so the public can see the meeting.
I ain't opposed to it.
You guys were at the
Really?
last meeting, you,
Well,
Cassandra and Justin. I mean, just something to keep in mind.
Yes, yeah,
The Public's wondering.
right.
And then, Roberta made you and Todd new rules for the meetings on how to run them. And then you
Roberta?
let,
I thought it was Cassie.
you and,
Nobody
Yeah,
gave you new rules.
for the meetings, how we're gonna run the meeting, which is fine, I got nothing against it. But then you let Justin sit here and disrupt the
I
meeting,
know.
the whole meeting. And did nothing. Your vice, you did nothing. So if we're gonna run a new meeting, run it,
Okay,
that's all I got.
Roberta,
I just want to say, I didn't make any rules. I had asked if they should consider creating
Right.
rules after that. Like, I just want to be clear. I
Right,
didn't.
well,
make
when me and you see each other uptown, you can have some about the injury,
Talking-
so I figured you must have made them up.
No, I did not make.
I got nothing against it, I got nothing against it, I'm just saying.
Right.
Yeah, you told me about it
With
two
you,
weeks before the meeting, that's all.
and that kind of,
because
I got nothing against
you
it.
that
well, he
we
was
did
laughing
better.
at that
He
kind of,
laughed, he cut up, he shoved the phone in Rachel's face up here. Laughing, clapping, flopping around like a child in the chair, you let the meeting go.
I apologize for that.
Don, what was the
It's
second
not just
thing?
me, that everybody.
Yeah,
I mean, they all made us look like a joke. Sorry, Mike Lingman,
What was your second thing?
the camera.
Oh,
yeah,
Public want to know why Cassandra and Charlie don't want cameras in there.
well, it ain't all up to me though,
You guys voted down last
I
season.
know.
You didn't even question it
What's that?
about the public being able to see these meetings. Well, I don't care if it's on this thing, but it wouldn't hurt to put over the side and show. Then they'll see how that people acting.
Well, I think my suggestion was to move the camera back to catch as much of the room as we could, and that would include it, you know, because you're not gonna miss the audience if you get this whole L-shaped
But it
cable.
won't hit the audience at all. I'm asking for a second camera to be on the audience. So that people can see how the audience is acting.
Okay.
That was my second thing.
Okay. You got anything, Mike?
Yeah, I just got one quick thing. Justin resigned from the planning commission, as the attorney. And there is some debate on when his actual last day is. It might actually be March 18th, but there's some discussion on that, but. Anyways, he has since met with an attorney that, and I'm not gonna speak for him, so I'll let him comment on that.
Is it okay if I talk about the attorney that I spoke with? Is that okay that I bring that up? So
Yeah.
I spoke with a gentleman named Tim Bookwalter. Tim is a retired prosecutor from Putnam County, spent 20 years as a county prosecutor there. Before that, he was a county attorney down that direction for about 12 years. And he said, he's out of practice a little bit with county stuff, but he does have an experience and know how these things goes. He now lives in Marshall County. He married a woman who was a judge over there in Marshall County. And he said he was interested in, the dual roles as the planning commission and BZA attorney. I kind of filled him in on what that would take, kind of what my hourly average is, so he kind of knows what he'd be getting himself into. Again, he's very interested. Super nice guy. Seems very even keeled, which I appreciate. I've not met him in person. It was just a 20-25 minute phone call, but he would be interested in this. I think that I'm not sure if anybody's had the chance to reach out to him because he wanted to talk to a member of the commissioners, and maybe you guys can talk about that, a member of the commissioners and also potentially a member of the planning commission. And our thought was potentially Mike, since he sits on both, would be a good person to reach out to and basically just say, this is kind of the outline of what we're thinking. We're potentially interested, or at least I am in my position, interested in hiring you, or at least accepting a proposal. That might not be a bad idea. But that's totally up to you guys and the planning commission, however you want to handle that. I know the planning commission would probably appreciate a recommendation. If you guys have the chance to talk to somebody, because the planning commissioner, it's an appointed board, they don't spend a whole lot of time because they can't, figuring these things out. I did also see that Mary this morning had sent an email. There are a couple other attorneys, I think, who would also submit letters of interest. I don't know them, but like I said, at least this person I've spoken to. So again, it's in your guys' hands, yours, and specifically the planning commission, but I'm sure that they would appreciate your guys' input on that as well. So
Could you reach out to him?
I did actually. He sent a letter, basically mirroring, how Justin's contract would be as far as costs. So I don't think there would be any additional costs, at least up front. He's willing to start basically immediately. And I think we should make a motion as for our recommendation pending the planning commission's approval to keep this thing moving. And I think he's also willing to just carry a contract to the end of this year, so it could be reevaluated and give us more time.
Mary?
So as to what Justin stated, I did hear back from 2 other attorneys this morning, with letters of, interest basically in the position. I sent them out to all the planning commission and BZA members. So Mike got them and Justin got it. But I can send them to Charlie and Johnny too, to see what they provide me to. But they also seem interested in the position, so.
Okay.
I got one more thing. Charlie.
Well, I just really want to keep things in motion with the attorney situation, so the planning commission's not without somebody. We're talking 2 to 3 weeks essentially.
So I make a motion to keep moving forward.
Get planning commission recommendation on this, Tim?
Yep.
Okay.
You're moving to recommend him?
To keep moving forward.
Yeah, motion by Don and a second by Mike. All those in favor?
Aye.
The squad cars.
Okay, yeah.
Remember, it was 80 grand. I called the guy back. He said he's willing to go down to 10,000. I asked him if I could see the contract. He said there was never a contract. It was a handshake between him and Bill Doolin. So I want to have one of you two take it over. We asked Justin to send him a letter. So I'm not gonna keep calling this guy back.
Right, yeah. Yeah, I think it's.
So there's an IC code.
I got that and
Did you
I
get that?
sent it to Justin.
Yeah.
That's only $2,000
Yep.
maximum a year.
Right, but that's still
Or,
crazy for the,
it is,
whatever.
but it's better than 80,000.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
It's a silly question. This is about the towing, where the storage for the police cars. Has he ever sent us any invoices?
There's nothing, there's no contract, there's no, the only reason he got an invoice, because I
Because
went
you
to
asked
him.
me, get them back to us.
So we're gonna take them out to the garage for the auction.
I mean, to me, he obviously wasn't all that worried about getting paid if he wasn't sending us invoices.
That's why I say I'm stepping out of it.
Well, I did
See.
reach out to his
Oh, did you?
office,
Okay.
yeah, and they claimed he wasn't in, but he would be getting back to me.
Weird.
But I don't know if we're to the point where we wanna
I think it
have
just
Justin
need,
get involved.
yeah, I think just have Justin.
Maybe send him a letter or something.
Yeah.
I would like to keep the auction going, not hold the auction,
Yeah.
even if we gotta have a second auction to get rid of these cars.
If for whatever reason it comes to tuition where this is resolved, we'll get them in there. If not,
Yeah,
we'll just.
time, yeah, definitely.
Mhm.
To me, I don't think the value of these cars should burden whatever discussions made on what we
Right.
do or do not owe him.
Right.
I would think he'd just want to get them out of there because the value of the cars isn't,
No,
Right.
has no value.
yeah,
Scrap on.
Right.
yeah.
But it sounds like we'll have Justin.
Yes. Yeah. I'll take care of it. There's a couple other things I was gonna bring up, but I don't really want to discuss it publicly, not to you guys, I mean in the letter to.
Right.
Yeah,
Okay.
That's all I got.
okay. Lisa?
Thanks, Charles. Just for the good of the order, I guess, and just food for thought. You guys went ahead and approved, 1-year moratorium on solar and on battery storage. But with, legislation downstate regarding, lowering property taxes and the burden falling on local government, just something to think about moving forward. They're talking about lowering property taxes, but they're also saying with that, the burden will be on local government. So, economic development, renewable energy is an economic development project. And Mikey was right on to be part of anything to do with economic development, whether it's solar or a company or whatever that may be. But just something to think about because these projects are bringing major money into these communities that we've never seen before. I sat here and listened to everybody's hand out and everything that everybody needs. And these are perfect examples of ways to help with these sorts of things that come up every day in our communities, but just food for thought. Just wanted to share that it is something coming down the pipe from the state level, and we have to be prepared to take care of our folks, our taxpayers here. And that is an economic development type of project that can help us do that. So just moving forward, something to think about.
Chris. I don't know why it didn't get on the table agenda, but I think, just resolved pending economic development update, revision of the agreement you have with Mammoth North. At our last meeting or your last meeting, we agreed that the schedule was all in line of payments. And the only outstanding question was to confirm the size of the project, which I provided information to, and I don't think there's any further questions on that. So if that's the case, I think you have the document available if that can get approved, and then we could kind of put this behind us.
Yeah. I mean, the link that he provided was in that email a couple weeks ago. I mean, I looked at it, but I think that was the only outstanding question. Yeah, the amendment yeah. It's kind of in your guys' lap, whatever you want to do with it. But
There were no other changes. I think everything's been clarified now, so I don't see any reason why we shouldn't go forward with it. Second.
Don made a motion, Mike second. All's in favor? Aye.
Thank you.
Else it's using blue ink.
Yeah, my other one broke.
One thing was good of order. something big is gonna happen in Stark County, and it's not solar. So the Hot Rod Power Tour, Hot Rod Magazine. They go to 5 different locations every year over a 5-day period of time. And through my efforts and some other people's effort, they are secured as Hamlet being a point of interest.
Really nice.
And there could be there's 8,000 cars in it. And he told us to expect 2 to 6
Is that the one right after the fair time?
before the fair.
Before the fair?
June 13th,
Okay.
which is a Wednesday.
And
So-
what is this?
June 13th.
No, what is it?
It's the Hot Rod,
Car show.
Hot Rod Power Tour 2025. So I'm going in front of the CBC board Thursday to ask them for money. But we have bands already lined up, fairground secured, porta potties, food vendors. Because we had submitted a letter to them, which I cannot believe they even answered the first letter for Podell Tampa, but they did immediately. And so we will be on their page probably the end of March, 1st April, as a point of interest, not a dedicated stop, but a point of interest because of Old 30, the Lincoln Highway. That's the reason. So pretty exciting news.
So, yeah.
Yeah.
Mandy?
To kind
Oh,
of make
11.
another statement
Right,
about earlier,
It's 11.
I still have 18 books up in the attic at the courthouse.
Did you say June 11th?
Yeah, I'm sorry.
And I still have about 10 or 12 books out of the warehouse.
Good.
So not only that, and then I'm sending out 12 more books to get redone this. As soon as I am.
Yeah.
That'll be coming to your office, is that what you're saying?
Yeah, I have 18 books, entry books that need to be in my office.
Okay.
That are upstairs. I think they've been there since the fire happened. And they just have not been retrieved.
Okay.
And then there's about 12 more out at the warehouse that need to be in my office.
Okay.
So I have quite a few
Right.
books, like I have, I think 6 or 7 now that have no place, they're just sitting on a
I'll get up there. I won't today since Charlie kept us till lunchtime.
I thought about buying lunch, right?
Hey, your light's on your phone too.
You're buying lunch, is that what you said?
Uh,
Oh, sounds good.
no, I'm on diet, so.
That's fine, I'm not.
But
Oh, I wanted to know, I talked to Bose and he's really okay with us just having the building permits in the special mailbox on the side of the counter. So if we can do away with the sign sheet. So I just wanted to run it past you guys and see if you guys are.
There's gonna be a bond,
Yes, yeah, which is
just no signing in now.
correct.
And everybody's good with it?
Yeah, I spoke with Bose about it.
Okay.
Since he's the, and he was fine with it. We don't have any desire to go behind the counter.
Right.
We just wanna go in and grab our stuff and get out and.
I think if both of you, like Mike saying, if you both agree, and I'm okay.
Yeah, and of course, I mean, you guys are more than welcome to speak to him about it too, but I just wanted that, that's all I'm doing.
Okay.
Sounds good.
All right, thanks,
That's
guys.
great.
Thanks.
Motion to adjourn?
Motion. Second.
See if I can get blood back in my
Right? Mine possible.
You calisthenics in the building.
I started walking on the treadmill at night, but
You did?
yeah.
Great, you can bring it in here.
I just told that Mike. They wanted it, but all we need to.
Oh, sorry.
Oh, there's.
Brand new pair.
You come in here.
I don't have my glasses. I left them in the trailer.
You gotta go up to, tell you. We're gonna put in a limit on the highway.
No, I'm not. I don't know, Mike, Charlie.